What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're coming to you from the capital of Japan, as well as the largest metropolitan city in the world. This here is Tokyo, with a population of 37 million. First up, here we are at the Skytree. It opened in 2012, and at the time it opened, it was the second tallest building in the world. The Tokyo Skytree stands 634 meters, that's 2,080 feet tall. It's also an iconic tourist destination, and you can go up to the top and check out the views. And down below the Skytree is the Sumida Aquarium, which is also a very nice attraction to visit. If you wanted to visit the Skytree, the price is around 3,000 yen. By the way, $1 equals 149 Japanese yen at the time I'm making this video. And the price to visit the aquarium is 2,500 Japanese yen, which comes out to around $17. Now we're headed over to Shibuya. This here is the Shibuya crossing, and even though it's just a street crossing, there's a lot going on in this area. It's a nice neighborhood, very bustling, and as you can see by the crowds from the Shibuya crossing, quite crowded. You also see people riding around on Mario Karts, as well as many different sports cars just cruising around the area of Shibuya. And if you wanted to see this place at its finest, come down here around 6 or 7 in the evening time. I would say if you're coming to Tokyo, you've got to visit Shibuya at some point. Now here we are going up to the Shibuya Sky. So this is a tall tower right here in Shibuya area. It's a bit cooler and trendy than the Skytree, in my opinion. And of course, you get great views overlooking Shibuya area. The ticket price is 2,200 yen. And located within walking distance to Shibuya is the Meiji Shrine. This here is in the neighboring city of Harajuku, and it was established in 1920 to honor the Emperor Meiji. It was destroyed in World War II, but has since been rebuilt in 1958. And it's a forest right here in central Tokyo. And staying here in Harajuku, we are also at the Takeshita Street. So this is a popular trendy street. It does close in the evening time, so try to get over here in the daytime. At least when I went there, it was closed in the evening time. But you can see it's got a lot going on here. They have these capsule toy stores, lots of different treats for candies. So it's a cool place to hang out, very trendy. It's a hipster spot. And now here we are at the most famous temple in all of Tokyo. This here is the Sensoji Temple. It is the oldest temple dedicated to the goddess of mercy, Kyoto. And you can see right here, it does have a 5-story pagoda. And there's also a beautiful gate that's very famous here. You can walk around here. They'll typically have a shopping street, Nakamise, filled with vendors. So definitely coming out here to Sensoji, probably in the afternoon, one of the top things to do in all of Tokyo, actually. It is a Buddhist temple, also free. So unlike many of the other things we've shown you on this list, this is a free activity. So definitely coming out here, taking pictures. It does get a bit crowded, so try to show up before around 11. Because after that, the crowds are just quite intense. And here we are now at TeamLab exhibits. Now there are 2 different TeamLabs here in Tokyo, and they are expected to run until the end of 2027. So do be sure to get out here to check out TeamLabs. You'll see these on Instagram going viral, so it's a pretty cool place. It is a digital art museum with an immersive experience. I will say this, if you plan to go to a TeamLabs in Tokyo, book the tickets ahead of time. Now here we are at Shinjuku. And for some, Shinjuku might just be the best place in all of Tokyo to stay, especially if you're a young person. They've got the Don Quixote. They've got all this activities, the Godzilla statue going on down here. And then in the evening time, this is actually probably the more risky area of Tokyo in terms of partying. So lots of young people come down here to Kabukicho, and that's the party area. You can see as you go around, it does get a bit wild down here by Tokyo standards, but it's very safe in Tokyo. Just in case you're wondering, I'm just saying that if there was one part of Tokyo that gets a bit wild, down here in the Shinjuku area. You can also head down to the Golden Guy. That's a really nice place to hang out. It's a bit more old school. They have these hole-in-the-wall kind of pubs. And in the daytime, if you're looking for more of a meditative, kind of zenned out place, go to the Shinjuku Gyeon Garden. A big garden complex. It's a Japanese garden, of course. They've got the koi ponds. And yeah, this is a nice place to hang out, I would say, around 3 o'clock onward. In the daytime is also a perfect time, but I like it in the evening. And then there's Japanese food. Get ready to really feast out here. Obviously going for sushi or ramen. So many different options here. You can get tempura. But then there's also these noodle houses where you can discover more about Japanese cuisine. One of the funnest international cuisines you'll ever find. I would definitely recommend going to a ramen house, doing it Japanese style, where you sit down at a table with a bunch of other people and all kind of just slurping the noodles here at the ramen house. There's many of them across Tokyo. Now here we are at the Tokyo Tower, and this is the second tallest structure in all of Japan, and it stands at 333 meters tall. It was built in 1958. The design was inspired by the Eiffel Tower, but incorporates that Japanese style. It is painted international orange to ensure the visibility for aircraft. It has 2 observation decks. If you can, go to the one up top. For those of you who might not want to go all the way to the top of the Skytree, this one would probably be the second best option for you. Because you still get great views, it's just, you're not going to have to deal with as much vertigo going up to the top of that Skytree. That thing is so high up there. So Tokyo Tower, add it to your list. Now here we are at the Imperial Palace. If you do come here, you can actually walk around the outer grounds of the old Emperor's Imperial Palace here in Tokyo. But I would say get the tour and go through all of the Imperial Palace, probably starting this activity in the morning time. And if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and following us as we continue to show you around the world and the best things to do. Next up, here we are at Roppongi. So Roppongi is where you're going to find some shopping malls in the Roppongi Hills. Also, you've got some nightlife out here. This is another famous area of Tokyo that you should explore. Definitely known for its glitz and glamour, the nightclubs, the many bars. And then you have the high-end district of Tokyo. This is Ginza. I guess you could say this is the most expensive area. So as you're walking through here, those buildings there are high rent district, let me tell you. So one of the most wealthy real estate areas in the world, really. But you can see it lights up nicely right here in the heart of Ginza. Most people come here for shopping. And what would a trip to Tokyo be without considering going to Mt Fuji? So you can actually get down here probably by bullet train, and it would take around an hour and a half from Tokyo's central station. But yeah, Mt Fuji, once you're here, you get great views, and then some people like to go up to the top. And I did just mention the Shinkansen bullet train, which is a great way to get to Mt Fuji. But you can take the Shinkansen to Osaka, which actually goes past Mt Fuji if you just wanted to see it from the train. But you can also go north. So really a great public transportation, this high-speed train. And because it goes so fast, it is used for long-range rail, not the local metro. Now here we are at Ueno Park. So here they have the zoo. They also have a lot of different museums around here. So I went to the zoo. It's a really cool place to hang out. Here at the zoo, you'll see the Japanese snow monkey. That's quite the experience there. You got polar bears. You got the Asiatic bear. And then they have, the cool part is gorillas. And I actually, every time I see gorillas, I spend so much time at their exhibit, them and the orangutans. But they don't have orangutans here, unfortunately, but they do have these beautiful gorillas. Just so interesting to watch those guys. I can personally say I probably spent 20 minutes just watching them because they're so full of character. But yeah, you can see Ueno Park has a lot more going on here. They have temples. Again, a nice area to hang out just all around here. And you can see the statue of Saigo Takamori, which is a bronze statue here. And nearby Ueno Park is Tokyo Museum, so you can easily come over here. And this is where they have the national treasures for most of Japan, or well, this part of Tokyo. So definitely, if you're a history buff or someone who has an interest in learning more about Tokyo and Japan, you've got to come to this museum. I mean, this is a national treasures museum. I love it. So much to learn here. Schedule a few hours if you're a real history buff. And nearby Ueno is going to be Ameyoko. This is a great place to go for street food for those of you who want that street food experience or street shopping. Things are going to be a little bit cheaper here. Also, more down to earth. For me, I always like going to these areas. Even when I go to Bangkok, I go to Chinatown where they got the street food and the cheaper products. It's more of that old school Japan feel. I really think you're going to find that here in Ameyoko. And I know some of you are probably curious how long it took me to do all of these activities, and I would say you could probably do it all in about 3 or 4 days if you move pretty quickly. But if you want to take it at a more leisurely pace, aim for 7 days. And now we're going to go across town a bit to the Tsukuji Fish Market. You can see right here lots of options for food and fresh fish. This is probably one of the most famous fish markets in the world, and certainly here in Japan. If you get a chance, try to come down here. If you're into seafood, sushi, you're going to find several different restaurants that you can eat at. So, cool thing to do in the lunchtime. And now here we are at Akihabara. This is Electric Town. Inside some of these malls, in these buildings, you're going to find basically what's Best Buy on steroids. I mean, I've never seen so much electronics and gadgets anywhere in such a concentrated area. And if you're coming with children or you actually are a fan of Disneyland, you got to check out Disneyland Tokyo. There's a few different Disneylands around the world, and Tokyo is one of those destinations, so you got to come here if you're a Disneyland fan. Now we're here at Odaiba Island. You can see there is a Statue of Liberty with the bridge in the background. This is a man-made island. People come out here just because it's a man-made island and poke around, see what's going on. But Odaiba Island out here. Now we're actually going to talk about some Tokyo sports. Baseball is very famous in Tokyo. You can check out sumo wrestling as well. Also doing a Tokyo boat tour. You can see this looks like a space-age water vehicle here. Quite amazing. Look at the way it looks here up close. But these are up and down the bay and river. I would suggest doing this in the afternoon. And there you have it, guys. We just took you all around Tokyo. If you guys plan to visit Japan, check out our best places to visit in Japan video next.